Really big team this year, really big. A lot of new guys, lots of second-year guys. We're trying to build up the strength of the team and pass on as much information as we can. We've got about 45 on our list. Yeah, the chassis is a different concept this year. It's a carbon fibre reinforced space frame. So just trying to chase more torsional rigidity. It doubles as bodywork and is also structural carbon fibre bodywork basically. So that's a fairly major feature. Aero package is also a major feature of our car. Similar to previous years, we've got a lot of development in the wind tunnel at uni, and we're very happy with the aero package at the moment. Well, from my point of view as team leader, I also have responsibilities in chassis design and that sort of thing, but definitely coordinating the people for me. Just making sure that everybody is working on something all the time and is doing things effectively and doing what you want them to do. It's a massive part. It's a small company, it's a small business that we're trying to run. So just what you get out of it. We talked about how much we knew at the start of the year and what we know now, and that should be more than enough benefit, to whatever happens in races.
RMIT students worked exceptionally long hours preparing RO5.
Psychology on the weather.
UWA was second quickest in the sprint with 4.03 seconds for the 75-metre dash. It's been round-the-clock work to get their car ready.
The guys have been working all night trying to get the car actually to a presentable stage. It's been smashed around the track for about quite a while now, and it's yesterday afternoon it didn't look like there was any condition to be in a presentation, but yeah, everyone pulled it together, so it was good. I mean, there's a lot of static events you have to present to the judges, and tell them how good your car is, how well designed, how well integrated it is. From a marketing perspective, if you're going to mass produce 1,000 items, how you would do that. It's not all about the racing or how good your drivers are. It's, at the end of the day, how well engineered it is. It's probably a hybrid evolution. We do have some carryover things. Obviously, the monocoque chassis is carried over each year and evolved to a lighter, stiffer structure, but we do introduce new systems all the time. This year we've got a dry pump system which lets us get the engine down nice and low and the centre of mass down low, and we're running torsion springs which are very adjustable, and a kinetic system, so nice good roll stiffness on the car and soft warp stiffness, and also a variable intake manifold which gives a good drivable car. So although some features are carried over, the concept is a blank sheet of paper every year. I would definitely say the knowledge that refines the car. Although some systems like the kinetic system has only been around for a few years, and we've sort of been at the forefront of developing that for open wheel racing cars, other technology obviously filters down through higher classes of racing, and it just depends on how bright the students you have coming through each year, what the transfer of knowledge is like each year from the senior members down to the new members, and the motivation of the team. The motivation is the key thing. The more motivated the entire team is, the more you're going to achieve in 1 year. I would like to say jobs, but I don't think, in my mind, that's the most paramount thing. I think for me, just seeing the students sort of work to their limit, pushing 24-hour days, working shifts, and just under the pump all the time in a big team, they get to know what they're capable of. And I think at the end of the day, if the student leaves having worked in a huge team with such demand, they know what they're capable of, they know what they can achieve, and they set their goals a lot higher subsequently in real life. At the competition, it's an advantage because you've got people cooking and cleaning for you while you're working on the car, and other people setting up the design tent and doing things like that. During the year, it's a bit of a logistical nightmare, how you spread out the workload amongst people. I mean, the more people you have, the harder it is to communicate amongst those people, keep the information flowing between those people, and ensuring that everyone's meeting deadlines. Your weakest link is the first person to miss a deadline, and obviously the more people you have, the easier that's going to happen. So it is hard, but it does have its benefits in some ways. All the teams are in the same boat. They're struggling for testing time. Trying to build a car in 8 months is no mean feat. And to be perfectly honest, at the end of the day, it all comes down to a little bit of luck.
First place in the autocross and second on the skid pan kept up the good results for UWA. A small team from ANU. They were 6th in the acceleration, 14th on the skid pan and 11th in the autocross.
There's 12 or so members, only 12 members made it out this year. We've got a pretty close knit.
group of. Oh, it is helpful because most the core members do a lot of the work anyway. So, you know, if you've got huge amounts of people, then you basically don't, like a lot of people just don't do any work anyway, and they're just going along for the ride. So yeah, but it's good for us because we've got about 5 or 6 people who do a lot of the work, and the rest are on the car, that is, and the rest are there for marketing purposes and sponsorship. They're all engineers. There's a couple of marketing students who are involved with the team this year. We're aiming for top 10, but we're just basically aiming to finish the endurance race because hopefully that'll hopefully place us pretty highly because a lot of teams don't finish that. So.
The University of Queensland set the time to beat in the acceleration event, recording 3.94 seconds, quickest all weekend. They raced in the British Formula Student Competition in 2004, developing their needle-nosed car.
Well, it's a space frame, but the bodywork's all carbon fibre, and this year we've developed processes for making carbon fibre wheels. Significantly lighter. We've now got 2 kilograms for a wheel assembly. That's the rim and the centre and the fasteners, compared to the spun aluminium alloys those teams use are about 3 kilograms for an assembly. We're a dozen people. It's not a huge team, but it's easy to manage team, and we've got half a dozen skilled mechanics and 4 good designers and a couple of good drivers too. That hoping to take home some points in the endurance. This is actually half a new chassis. We had an unfortunate crash at the start of the year and bent the front end up, so we cut the front half of the chassis off, redesigned it. Anything innovative? One of the more interesting things is the electric system on this car. It's 100% connected by Deutsch connectors, and an electronic engineering student's produced a PCB board with transistors to replace relays. So it's an innovative electric system. The carbon fibre wheels are innovative. Something that's probably innovative for Formula FSAE, which is fairly standard on larger more professional bracket racing, is we've got blade anti-roll bars that are driver's adjustable. There's cockpit adjusting knobs.
Their speed continued in the autocross with 3rd place. RMIT's neat carbon fibre car used a single-cylinder engine, which results in lighter weight and tighter packaging. The officials pushed their equipment to the limit too. Formula SAE cars allow for 610cc capacity engines, producing up to about 80 brake horsepower. Most use 4-cylinder water-cooled engines, but Tokyo Denkai and RMIT have opted for single-cylinder engines. Injection systems, differentials, traction control and suspension are areas where teams can innovate. The nimble RMIT car was second on the skid pan, just 1,000th of a second behind Tokyo Denkai with 5.02 seconds. In 2006, RMIT Racing will be competing at the International Formula SAE event in Detroit. After being 4th quickest in the autocross, RMIT was looking forward to the enduro. Curtin University from Western Australia missed the skid pan, but was 16th in the acceleration and equal 14th in the autocross. Taking their colours from a Hornet, the Australian Defence Force Academy was back for a 2nd attempt. 3rd place in the acceleration in 4.07 seconds, a fine result. In the autocross, they were equal 14th. The team draws members from all 3 services.
We're actually at the Australian Defence Force Academy, so we're all students studying an undergraduate degree at this point in time. mostly engineering students, and this is a project which gets us to tie all our skills together in one package and give us some practical experience before we get out and inflict ourselves on the wider Defence Force. Now, this is the second year of our actual entrance into the competition. Last year was the first ever, and went quite well for a first year entry. And this year's design is an evolution of last year's effort. The biggest differences this year are the finish and presentation of the vehicle. Last year was a bit of untidy. We've tidied a lot of that up. The second biggest one is ergonomics. We've made this so that it fits the true 95th percentile person. A lot of the teams around here, I reckon, I'd have trouble fitting to their car. This one here, anyone can jump in, anyone can drive. The main impetus behind the design as well was also to ensure reliability and maintainability, so that anyone can take the car out and know it will drive whenever they want it to. A lot of extra bodywork and a lot of very nice presentations out there. We have a bit of work to do yet, I think, on making our car look nice. A lot of the other cars look a bit nicer than ours. One thing I think that they do a lot of, which we wouldn't want to do, is high technology.
The University of Adelaide started the competition with their B-winged car, 14th in the acceleration. On later attempts in the autocross, the wing has been removed, but Samantha Reid is still finding it impossible to get the car around the tight hairpin.
I know, that was good. It was good. It's a good time to the...
Experienced Formula SAE team Tokyo Denkai won the skid pan event in 5.01 seconds and were 12th in the acceleration, but ended up in the barriers in the autocross. No injuries, but plenty of work to do before the next day's enduro. The University of Southern Queensland approaches the acceleration test with Melinda Plank at the wheel. 16th place with some problems getting off the line. They were equal 14th in the autocross and had to overcome a major issue in scrutineering.
It has been a trial. We went over to the tent to see if we could pass through the scrutineering, and they pulled us up on a couple of issues. I guess it's a pretty major one to do with the front roll hoop. At the moment, we actually don't meet the equivalent for the minimal wall thickness. So we're working at the moment to try and find a resolution to that problem, and I'm pretty confident we can. We've had a talk to the TAFE guys to see what we can do, and at the moment we're trying to get another piece of bar to bend up over the front roll hoop to fix that problem. We've got about 12 members altogether, so they range from first year right through to final year. So it's a really committed group of guys who are all passionate about motorsport, and they're all enjoying their time here. It is a new car. It's only our second time in the competition. Our inaugural year was 2004, so we're back again this year. We've actually, part of the frame has been reused, and we've made quite a number of changes. So it is entirely really a new car for 2005. There's been quite a few key changes, particularly around the suspension. The geometry has been changed entirely, and the mounting points on the frame for that. We've also got a redesigned inlet manifold. We've gone with carburation again. Haven't gone up to fuel injection yet, but that'll happen one year, I'm sure. We've also got a different bodywork, a lot shorter than the original. A new shifter with an integrated clutch, which makes it much easier to drive and to change gear. So quite a few changes. I absolutely love it. I wouldn't be doing anything else. I love motorsport. I've been doing engineering course for 4 years, and it's a great project to get into because it lets you really develop your passion for motorsport. Gives you an opportunity to do what you enjoy rather than hitting the books all the time. So, it's a great activity to get involved in, and it also gives you the opportunity to go on and have a career in motorsport.